Hi guys, Artiar here. So for this video, we'll be looking at Feng Nuxi and also Raven combination in our global server. So previously at the test server, I already showcased like how good Raven damage is now and also Nuxi, but both of them, if you want to know what is the biggest buff on them, is actually on their Rezo instead of their Rezo 0. Like Unas and Jiangjiuli, they have a very strong buff at Rezo 0 already. So me myself, even with my own account, I'm able to do a very effective showcase and a very strong showcase, right? Petros is buffed with the crit rate only, the 100% guarantee crit, so it doesn't matter too much. I don't think I need to make a showcase for it. But Raven and Nuxi is more about their Rezo. So for this video here, all the showcase I'm going to show later is provided by Zerondo, which is one of the PvP player in Dislyte. Okay, so let's take a look at Nuxi first. So Nuxi, the most impact Nuxi buff is not just her damage, it's also her R6. The R6 is where the most major impact comes from, which is the immunity and the shelter buff to all ally. Even though it's just one turn, but every time Nuxi takes her own active turn, she'll give everyone immunity to have a very then you have a very comfortable protection from all the debuff, and then the shelter buff here is very strong as well, prevent the enemy from counter attacking when dealing damage. So the R6 Nuxi is what we're gonna showcase today. But I know most of you, or maybe almost every one of us that is watching this video now, I probably don't have an R6 Nuxi, right? So we just take it as example or just a showcase. Okay, then for Raven here, after the buff, we have a speed leader buff, which the showcase is gonna use, and then the Raven damage have all increased, and also the R6 effect here, you land defend down first, and then you also have a chance to get reset the S3. So the thing about Raven, why Raven previously as a speed cleave queen, she is not really that strong, it's because we have a lot of Esper that can trigger counter attack. For example, like Suizai, like Momo, like a lot of Esper are built in with Avatara set. So the moment Raven actually does damage to them, then they counter attack, and Raven is so squishy, and Raven just actually instantly die, right? Like she does so many multi-hit, 2 hit here and then 1 S3 here. So with the Nuxi protection, which is the shelter buff she can provide, it will make Raven able to cleave the target, the enemy team, without triggering any counter attack. So Raven have a very comfortable area of doing DPS, because you don't have to worry getting counter attack, and then before she casts the S2, she'll instantly get the immunity buff and the shelter buff from the Nuxi already, because Nuxi will take the action first. Then Raven will use S3 to get speed up, defend down the enemy, and then do a lot of damage. Alright, so now let's take a look at the showcase. Alright, so this showcase here, we can see enemies using a Chuyao with Sujie, level 70 Moriyama, level 70 Sujie, and an R6 Lien. While this team here, we have Raven as a speed leader buff for the speed cleave. We have Jiangjiuli, R6 Lien, Nuxi, and also Sujie. Alright, now let's take a look. Nuxi take the action first. Nuxi cast S3, doing AoE dispel, a little bit of damage, and then most importantly the dispel, and also the self built-in stun, and also the CD extend. So you can see here that their Esper, the Moriyama here, gotten the stun at the start of combat. Even Moriyama at the start got shield and immunity, but Nuxi have a 4 hit chance, and every hit have a chance to dispel and stun. So this 4 hit here, it managed to dispel the immunity and stun Moriyama instantly. Now we have Raven to cast S2 for follow up damage, and then Sujie trigger counter attack, S3 back on Raven. Okay, then Sujie trigger S3 as well to attack Moriyama. Puppet Art stun, and also it instantly trigger the Warrior Reborn, which is an R4 effect. So now Chuyao assist, Suizai assist, Sujie does damage, Moriyama S3 on Raven, but Raven won't die because of the delay extend from Sujie. Counter attack, Moriyama will go dead soon. Raven follow up damage, and then do AoE damage, and you will notice that all this damage here did not trigger the Suizai counter attack, especially this moment. S3, and then Raven S3, it does damage on Suizai. Suizai have a 100% counter attack chance, but it did not trigger anything. Raven S2, it did not trigger any counter attack as well, because this is the effect from the Nuxi R6. And then now left Suizai itself, and you can see everyone doing damage to Suizai. It did not trigger any counter attack because the Nuxi effect that putting the shelter is protecting them. Right, then Jiang Qiuli is jumping on Suizai. All the damage here cannot trigger counter attack. Sujie damage. GG jump again, did not trigger any counter attack on Suizai. So then in the end, Suizai just died. Alright, so enemy Tolan will take the action first. Right, he did S3 on the Lien and then start putting Taunt, and then enemy Moroyama take his action, S2, and then S3, it kills Nuxi, but then we have Sujie here to delay the Nuxi death, and Nuxi will get a bonus turn. So now Nuxi is gonna take action. Okay, so also Raven here casted the S2 from the passive because Sujie counter attack. Okay, and I poke Raven, it does damage to Raven, and then now Raven is also dead, but we have Sujie here to extend the delayed dead and get a bonus turn, so they won't die instantly. Alright, then now we have essentially go into demon mode, then we have Nuxi taking action. So now Nuxi take action, everyone get 1 turn of immunity and also the shelter buff. Now Nuxi casts S3 to extend their CD and also did a little bit of damage here. Nuxi died, and then R6 Lien proc the bubble and revive Nuxi. Okay, after that, we're gonna have Raven to do S3 to follow up the damage. Alright, counter attack, bubble up again, CD reset, and the Nuxi CD reset here, you can see the synergize. So now, Nuxi is gonna die, R6 Lien proc the bubble, and then Nuxi revive, but Nuxi just now cast her S2 CD reset on R6 Lien. Then this Lien here instantly recast the bubble to protect the whole team. It's a very good synergize to maintain your team to have the revive buff, and now it one-shotted Anna. Okay, now let's take a look at another showcase. Alright, the next showcase here we're gonna look at is the Jinqiu comp. So we have Chu Yao, Jinqiu, Lien, Zihe, and Lu Shang. Meanwhile, he's using the same team. So Nuxi is gonna CD extend them and also dispel, AoE dispel. Raven counter does S2 damage and did not trigger any counter attack. Very safe DPS environment for Raven. Okay, Jinqiu doing some damage here, a lot of damage. Sujie counter attack, S3, follow up S2. Then we have JJ doing damage, protect again, hitting Raven. Jiang Qiuli go into demon mode, putting up immunity and shelter buff again from Nuxi, won't trigger any counter attack. I'm pretty sure this Jinqiu is on Avatara. Almost every Jinqiu is using Avatara. And then you have a very comfortable damage range. Okay, Raven died, but S2 again, because Sujie here keep protecting them from delaying the death. And then every time Lien bubble up, then we have Nuxi to reset the skill of Lien to cast S3 again. So pretty much that's it for their showcase. Overall, this is how the whole thing works. But it's like reso gated for high reso, so it's not really that accessible for most of the player. So yeah, that's all for this showcase. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed the video and see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Special thanks for the direct support on the YouTube membership. So for the benefactor of Artiar, which is JenMP, SkyElk, thank you so much for your support. And for the supporter or patron of Artiar, which is Louis Schneider, Agni, Wang Tamer, Ziggy, Kamaruki, Sunwaltz, Rimu, Chorny, Antonio Winterspoon, Craigrin, Calamity, Rocco Senzions, Jordan Alons, thank you so much for your support. Special thanks for the direct support on the live stream super chat for the latest 10. Thank you so much for Code Wardeners, Calamity, Agni, Love Fatima, Fatima Little Underwear, Bloods, Riku Fred, Chorny. Thank you so much for your support.